We're just going to VOD review this straight up. The game we're watching today is going to be Falcons versus Wild. Now, I am VOD reviewing this because the day's already over, but I'm just saying, this was the standings going into today. Alright, Wild was in dead last place. They are by far the worst team in EU. They were promoted from Challenger League, the second place team to promote from Challenger League. Falcons at number 1. Let's just say there were results. Results a little shocking, so we're going to watch it, we're going to analyze it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to break down as if I'm coaching Falcons what the fuck is going wrong or correctly or whatever. Okay, so Chalet, Monte Bravo Band from Wild. So usually when you do Monte Bravo Band, you want to go for a lot of Malusi, a lot of Maestro, a lot of Fenrir, that type of stuff. This is just solo. That was just a big blunder by Lucky Fact. Okay, that was kind of a blunder because right there, yeah, so uses that was already a big blunder, and this is the one thing that I will say, like, that has been worrying me about Falcons. It's like a lot of their micro plays are like uncoordinated, right? So right here, all that had to happen was Lucky Fact waits. All he has to do is wait for Uses to get close enough to where he's a threat to this guy, and then uses ADSs, and then at that moment Lucky Fact swings, right? But the thing is, Lucky Fact gets a little bit impatient and kind of just picks this guy before Uses is even taking engagement because Uses is behind a wall right now. So it's like little things like this. It's like in the macro scale of things, you are going together, you are not going together, blah 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 blah. It seems like you're fighting a guy together, but in reality you just took 2 1s, right? And that's why in pro play it all comes down to like little tiny fucking seconds like this. Right? Everyone has good aim in Pro League. Like, this guy just shits on Uses because even though they're a dog shit team, they're the worst placed team, everyone has good aim. It doesn't matter, right? What matters is you make such a perfect double swing and contact with your player that your other player that there's no chance. There's zero chance that he could get both of y'all just like that. 2v3 off of the 2K that sneaks in and gets on that roam. But essentially, like, right there, like, that's why the micro coordination matters. There's macro idea, right? What's the macro play we want to do? Okay, we want to hunt this guy in dining. What's the micro coordination of that play? Okay, wait for me to take contact first, and then you swing, right? And then the moment that Blackbeard ADSs and then Lucky Fact swings at the exact same time, that gives the guy no chance. He now has to either force himself to pick fighting the Blackbeard or Lucky Fact. That was a very easy way they could have gotten away, just for the maximum 1-for-1 trade right there, where they didn't get away with, right? So that's just sloppy micro coordination. It happened the other day too on Clubhouse, I'm pretty sure, when they double swung Plat all apart. They were doing a retake. They had 3 people to triple swing Plat while the bomb was going down. I'll pull it up after this round. And it's like examples like that will lose you rounds when you have the bodies available to make the play you necessarily need to play. This is all going into a big game day against Stompin' tomorrow, right? So it's like, if these issues continue to persist, maybe G2 has a chance against the Titans of Falcons in EU, right? Shaiko's team in EU, which a lot of people are predicting to win tomorrow, but honest to God, if they keep having coordination issues like this, the little things that matter, what's the chances, right? It's not an individual player thing. This is all team siege. Anyways, 3v2 execute, 20 seconds left. Just hard to do anything here as Falcons. While they're not playing any of the positions that would get you like free picked, which is very, very good. They have 2 players inside, 1 player in the basement. That was good. Yeah, really. Because this is the example I'm talking about yesterday. Is from yesterday's game day against Secret. They ended up winning this game, which is very impressive. But like, look at this, guys. Look at this. So right. So what's happening right now is there's an enemy underneath the bomb site to make sure no defender is going to go under C4 the Montane planning behind the bomb, and there's a guy on the plat outside in the breach holding the cross. There's 3 people on site. 1, 2, 3. Right. 3 people for Falcons. All they have to do is all swing Plat at the exact same time, right? All at the same time. But look at this. 1, 2, 1 by 1 by 1. There's no reason, right? When in reality, like it looks like they did it at the same time, but I'm gonna be real. It's split hairs of a second, guys. It's Pro League. All of this shit happens in slow motion, guys. I promise you, if you ask any of them, they didn't 3-2-1 it properly, right? 3-2-1. They all swing this guy at the same time. They kill this guy off the breach. Now they can power the Montane. Now the guy from the basement has to get back up. They know the guy was in the basement because he shot up at them from right stairs. That's why they went for the swing in the first place. Little things like that, chat. Really, really important. Really, really important. Also, another factor plays into these games is like, if you are the #1 team versus a lower team, you expect yourself to win an easy win. And like, the thing is, that's why everyone says you need to treat everyone with the equal amount of respect, because that's the worst thing you can do, is go into the game with the expectation of this is a freebie, we're going to get away with a free win, and every round you lose now, you're just going to tilt more and more and more and more, because instead of celebrating wins and taking that and forward momentuming, you're stacking negative momentum, or you're stacking like, oh, like, this is easy, these guys are dog shit, we should be winning. So every round you lose, now you're tilting tilting and tilting and tilting and tilting, and instead of thinking about what can we do next round to win, you're thinking about why the fuck are we losing. Now this round is literally just Wild all just dying to like Falcons doing nothing. Which if I'm taking away anything from Falcons this round, I'm thinking I can literally just sit outside the building, open walls and barricades, and Wild will give me every single pick I can possibly ask for. Yeah, flawless round. So what I'm assuming if the game continues to go bad for Falcons is just that they basically didn't do that, right? The biggest thing here is Falcons, you gotta realize, we create a little bit of pressure, all of Wild just starts sprinting at us, and as long as we play slow Virtus Pro Siege, we will get every pick in the book, and we will get like, no, we will play, yeah, there's no reason. More aggressive plays from Wild though, they're not gonna put a foot on the gas, it seems like they still want to go for a bunch of like, stupid crazy rat plays, which might have been their like old identity in T2 that made them successful and get second place. Remember, Mako is the team that is qualified for playoffs right now that got first place in CL. So this is the second place EU CL team that made it. There was 2 teams from CL that promoted. LuckyFax seems to be aware. He's distracted by what? Does Evan go for the refrag on him? No, absolutely not. That was good by LuckyFax. It's understanding that neutral game right there, just not giving away the pick.
So one thing you can really do that will damage you, I think, is to bow away from what at least worked for you in that first round. Like, sure, Falcons are going to adapt, and now it's on you to adapt again. Does it mean go even more crazy, go even more wild? No, I don't think it does, but the controlled aggression...
Solar take by Falcons. Looks like they're going to go more... Looks like their entry is probably going to flow more into downstairs than anything else, as opposed to actually fucking trying to take top 4. Okay, like that's just a big fucking blunder by LuckyFax. That's just like an unsafe spot to drone. Especially since his teammate should have called them. Like, the crazy part is that fucking Solotov sees him cross here, across the drone hole. It's just all the little details like this. Like, this guy's just running in front of the window. His teammates just literally just almost called it out. The fuck? Now they need a nade stack onto this guy. Here comes a nade stack. Good dodge. They didn't time it together. Usually, you need to time all those nades together so that he's forced to walk down the staircase across the cross. I don't think they have any more resources to go for this guy on fucking Solar anymore. Are they going for a kill on him? Oh, what the... Oh! That was crazy. Who was holding Bathroom Cross? Did they have anyone going for Bathroom Cross while they went for that play? Maybe it's just a desperation entry, but they had so much time to work with. I don't see a reason for them to do it, especially going against a team like Wild, which you know is not gonna is gonna give you freebies if you keep like wasting out the clock. I think you only go for an entry like a desperation entry like that in the last possible second when you absolutely have to. I don't think there's a need to do it at 1 minute left in the round, because at that point you can still rotate it. Like, you still could have rotated Solotov to like bathroom window, right? Which would have won the round actually, most likely, because that's where everyone died from, is that owl angle, right? Sprint by Shaiiko that day. He could have probably clutched it up by not sprinting. Olo was at once, like if you unbinded sprint from all the pro players, probably be much better. But here's the thing, right? So they have the guy on the rappel. They want to go for this guy chilling on top of on the, oh my fucking god, on the staircase, right? Chalet R6. Okay. They want to go for this guy, you know, on the staircase, right? So they're going to rappel a guy in here. Falcons did not win a major last year. They did not win a major. They won EWC. So the guy Owl is the guy that essentially killed everyone that was rappelling in. Right, I'm pretty sure that swung from Owl, or maybe in front of the bathroom wall. Either which way, if they waited for Solotov to get on this window, they could have prevented these rotates from happening, or at least made more pressure such that like this was another threat. I think that was a big issue, in my opinion at least. I don't know where they really fully died from. What's Falcons' biggest weakness to prevent them from winning a major SI? I think they put too many... I think with the way the team is SI, there's too much on LuckyFax's shoulders. So, like, everyone's like, LuckyFax insane, and he does everything, and he's a go, because he drops 20 while full out gelling the team, but maybe that's too much. Because I think you need a dual vocal system, a minimum of 2 main callers that can, like, counter each other out. I think that's really important. Because then if Lucky Fact has nothing, then you don't just lose. You have a secondary fucking play. I think another thing is that like in terms of like strategy, like they have a lot of very cool strats, but I think they could get some more. But at the same time, you don't really need it. I would say overall the fundamental flaw in the system is like Lucky Fact's literally like the singular voice, so like everything hinges on him having the solution. And for that reason, when he doesn't have a solution and he also gets mad at his teammates, then it's like the coach overlaps that. That's why it's good that Julio's like the timeout caller for this stage. Because if Lucky Fact says, hey, let's need to talk more, we need to talk more for like 5 rounds in a row, then Stuflex, like, okay, imagine this, right? Ooh. Oh! Yeah, I mean, there's freebies. Like I said, like, the thing is here, bro, guys, Evan could have fucking, like, milked that time. Evan could have milked that. Like, he's roaming below, so essentially this is, like, I'm pretty sure this is bar, right? So the reason you play below is because, like, for attackers, you usually get this wall open. If you want to go for a direct, you go up the staircase and you ace open the stock wall from the basement wall, right? You ace open the stock wall, which gets this angle onto stock, which means they can't play on stock. And then as long as no one's on the library hatch, which you can clear easily with Capitas and shit, hop in this window, plant on this corner right here, right? Or on the deeper corner, sorry, this one right here. So like Evan Fro, like the way defenders are supposed to play this is, okay, you look at contact here, you shoot a drone, right, then you fall back, and then like in blue you maybe see if there's a contact on like this guy, and then you fall back all the way up. You waste your time, but you don't fucking die. You're alone, right? The moment you get cut off, you're dead. Evan just peeked out this door 3 times and just gave away his life for free. Alright, so like that was the most fundamentally flawed roam I've ever seen in my entire life. But it works because, or at least for Falcons, it works because they just get to play slow. Now, imagine if they applied that same mentality to the last round where, hey, if we just start a counter pressure alert going, we open another window, WYLDE are just going to peek out and give us more picks, right? So it's like, how much are you, like, trying to, like, force your own game philosophy when you to just counter the enemy philosophy, call it a day? But it's all, like, semantics, right? But again, I was just saying, like, if you have Lucky Fact, Brooklyn's out, thinking of the sub and Jonah adds. It's not, I think they're all the best at their roles. The thing is, one of them needs to step up in terms of calling. Because if you have Lucky Fact saying, we need to talk more, we're not talking enough, we need to talk more, we're not talking enough, we need to talk more, we're not talking enough, what the fuck are we doing, guys? For 5 rounds in a row, right, in a game, and he's like just yelling at you guys like, guys, what are we doing, let's talk more. And then Stuflex calls a timeout, and then he's like, what the fuck are we doing? This is the push I'm talking about, by the way. Opening that stock wall, and then I'm going to go for a sight hit. Wait, why? Where's game's window players? They're not going to go for sight off this? But they don't have a basement player now to deny stock player. They should be able to go for plant off this still, but if the guys in stock's too scared. Are they going to plant now? Is he going to plant? Hello? Stick! That was too much hesitation. I might have lost in the round. And now Shaiiko didn't kill the cross? That was all Shaiko's job, was to hold that cross from top floor. That's all of Shaiko's job, is to make sure a guy doesn't get on the hatch. 2 times in a row, the team lets him on and get on an angle. I mean, they're just getting away with stupid shit, honest to God. They're getting away with stupid shit. Now, if I were the coach of Falcons, like, I would be going for a game plan that literally, like, probably, like, faked out, like, that plant. I mean, you can go with the plant there. They could have done anything. They could have done anything except for what they did, which is just, that was Shaiko's fault, but also British should have started planning earlier, right? British should have started planning earlier. You just sacked his body into sight, into stock, to, like, maybe take the stock guy, and then Shaiiko should have killed that guy crossing the hatch. That was literally his entire job. Either way, WYLDE are getting away with a lot of just stupid, like, straight up stupid shit. But it's all good. It happens to the best team. It's best of 1, guys. This will always happen. This will always happen in every single stage. It's not bothered by it. The best teams will always lose to a dog shit team every single time. You were mid sentence about saying Stuflex saying the same thing as Lucky Fact? Yeah. So basically, if you're Lucky Fact, imagine you're Falcons. Tag timeout, and then after ooh, tag timeout, perfect timing. But imagine you hear Lucky Fact yell at you for like, what the fuck are we doing, guys? We need more comms, for 4 rounds in a row. Then you go down to 0-3. Then Stuflex all the timeout, and then he goes, what the fuck are we doing, guys? We need to talk more. At that point, like, that solution doesn't work anymore. You've already tried telling your team that they're not receiving it, so you need to try something else. Maybe, hey guys, let's run this strat instead, and then maybe that strat will make your teammates talk more. You know, so that's why I'm kind of glad that Julio's on like the coach position now, because I don't know what style of timeout he likes to call, but if it's very specific and strategic, it could help out a lot with like your back. But then again, I don't know how their inner teams work. I'm just like this game so far is just a lot of fundamental shit being missed. Like a lot of people not making sure their swings are held for them. A lot of micro coordination shit, both passive and aggressive micro coordination. Right, if you're double swinging someone together, you make sure you know who has first contact, whose contact you're swinging off of, when the Blackbeard's ADSing, etc. 3-2-1, 3-2-1, 3-2-1. Another freebie, just another fucking freebie over and over and over again. If you're gonna get an early happy birthday, yeah, happy birthday, Roman. Okay, now explain Virtus Pro's main weakness, dying to being a fan. Well, they're just more reactive than proactive. Like, they've been more proactive lately because of the rushes and shit, but they don't know the purpose of either. Like, their main default style is basically relying on enemies making mistakes and just doing nothing for the entire round, which they're very good at. But then they also have another style, which is just rushing now. But they don't understand that they could do both. They can rush, they could pump fake a rush, and then make his teammates think that they're gonna fucking do shit, and then go completely slow and then bait out the response. But I don't think they know they can do that.
However, when you start to run down on numbers as they are now, you've kind of, as the Clash, got to step back.
Yeah, for the most part, it's okay. I mean, like a really top team with like losing a game like randomly in the middle of the season, and best of one, it's fine. You know, it happens. It happens all the time. They were losing to fucking like Korean team and Asian teams like last year during the majors, and like they still made it to finals every single time. So it's like, fine, bro. Like, this shit happens. The way, very good 2 picks out of Falcons. Really just doing nothing once again. Like, think about how much nothing they've done, right? They've opened 2 barricades, and they got a kill off a hatch, and like another guy swinging down West Main. All they have to do is keep like making progress on the map, and then backing up, and then just getting more kills. Look, Shaiiko just got a kill doing nothing. Like, literally fucking nothing. You know what I mean? So like, imagine last round they opened stock wall, and instead of rushing in, they just continue to do nothing. And then they like maybe like smoke off the site, like clear out library, and then they do nothing and wait for more picks. And then they hop in games window, and then they continue to do nothing. Right? Like, WYLDE is just giving them picks for them doing nothing. This is where, and I'm gonna release the Smash Theory video later, like later this week, I think. But you'll understand the reference now. This is where neutral game. This is where like just having a strong neutral game just beats out a shit ton of like bottom tier teams. Playing as a team since anytime can't even fake rush. No, it was fun. No, but here's the thing. A plant was good there too. Like a plant was good there too. It's just that like Shaiiko didn't kill the guy in the hash. It's whatever. Why is that? Why Brazil always manages to gatekeep VP? I don't know. I also say VP doesn't have didn't have a lot of opportunities just because they were playing on 150 ping for the entirety of last year. In a sense, do WYLDE play like VP? No, they play fucking Maniacs. They play like a ranked team. They play Cruelty, bro. Right now, they're playing like Team Cruelty. Okay. Anyways, double smokes, Capita smokes, and fucking glass smokes. What are they gonna go for? I really doubt. It's another solar take. It looks like, but once again, it has the same goal as the last one, which I think is to just flow down into sight with the glass. Or maybe not. Double claymore on the trench door. Make sure to run out on the big window. It's not going to go through. They have double Rudy gates for the solar to counter out the solar take. Oh, I think they're just going to use the Capitao to kill this guy. Kill the guy on the main stairs. That's a drone that lands up top. He's dead to a C4 though if he doesn't move away. Yeah, get the fuck out of there, Brady. They're going to C4 this guy and hold his cross down, and they're going to use a glass to hold the cross, I think. I think that's a strat, yeah. Smoke off the window and trophy so they can't just swing him, and then they're going to kill him crossing down from the solar stairs with the glass. I think they do need another person, though, on the solar repels. I don't know why they only have Brede there, because then Brede can just get powered. Like, the guy can just walk up on Brede. Okay, here's the fires. They're clearing him. Is he hitting it? He needs to shoot another one. Did he miss? Did he shoot both? Do they not know how to clear solar? Well, that's issue number like 4 on this map, is that their nade clear under solar stairs and their Capitao clear under solar stairs doesn't actually force the guy to move in front of solar windows or all the way down the staircase. He still has one fire. Did he not know they're double fired? Make that guy move all the way down? Really? Really?
It really is burning out an inordinate amount of time.
They got the counter pressure in though. This guy just. Oof. Unfortunate.
They've used everything, but Wild have given them absolutely nothing. They managed to have a Warden on side. They've still managed to find.
These are a lot of fucking basic shit that they're losing to. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of basic shit. They have all the right plays in mind. They have them all set up, but then they're just losing on basic shit. Both their rounds, like on this site, honestly to God, have just been like not knowing how to kill the solo guy, which is kind of like a basic thing. Like, okay, so basically, essentially, what you want your util to hit. This guy on solar stairs denies the window repellent, right? You want to have a nade land, or you want to have kill util, whether it's a Cappy Tower or a nade land at the top of the stairs and at the bottom of the stairs, so he's forced to move either in front of solar windows as the last resort to stay alive, or he's forced to move down here, right? Regardless, Falcons fucked it up. They tried to use one nade or like a fucked up set of nades to clear that guy, which didn't fucking work. He was able to dodge them both, and the Capitals too, they were dodging them both. So that's the reasons why they lost the kitchen site twice in a row, right? The bar site, they first lost because Shaiiko actually should have just held that guy on the hatch. Shaiko's whole job on Library Double was to make sure a guy doesn't get back on the hatch, and the guy ended up getting back on the hatch and just stopping the plant, right? Then the other round they won just off them doing nothing. The other round they won doing nothing. What was the round that? What was the next round they lost? The first round that they lost. What happened that round again? Oh, it was just a double up. The double up on the roam clear didn't work out. He got a double kill. Yeah. So that's the issue so far. So one round was a micro coordination thing. I would say the rest you could also boil down the micro coordination, but if we want to be real nitpicky as to like what the main reason is, the main reason was because of those execution problems. Or just understanding the win condition on the executions. Anyways, we're moving to defense now. Really early pick by Likeyfac.
No, I tell you what, Likeyfac has been waiting for that. He's been waiting 6 rounds to flip sides and go, screw you, back on the other side.
Yeah,
looks like WYLDE are trying to hide the fact that they have a Blitz by crouching slow right here.
To get that one done. 5 versus 4 then for Falcons as they send a message to WYLDE. You know, the only ones who can play this game aggressively and be a nuisance, a menace on the defense. So Falcons get things cracking. Now we're going to see them just preparing for a potential rush as well, getting the Goyo canisters on trophy door to stop any shield from just powering their way in.
Yeah, got to decide what they want to do here, WYLDE, because they've got this 2-2 split on the go where you've got 2 set on trench, 2 hanging around main stairs, lobby side. It's fine, like, you're being able to put pressure on both sides is fine. Now potentially rotating over. Okay, a bit of a push coming in. Actually, it's Likeyfac.
He was put in a shit spot there. He had to die. Yeah, he was in a rat spot there. It didn't work out. That shit happens. You put yourself in a rat spot, hide yourself in a corner. If they drone you out, you're fucked. It just happens. That's how it works. You take a gamble. If it works out, you win your team the round. If it doesn't work out, you lose the round. That shit happens. That shit happens. Which surprisingly, like against a team like WYLDE, if they play like absolutely fucking freak maniacs on defense, right? Then you probably anticipate to play them freak, like especially with their operator lineup, you anticipate them to play like freak maniacs on attack, which is what riding counters, right? So it's not a bad play from Likeyfac there. The gamble didn't pay off. Like WYLDE actually took it slow, and they actually droned him out, and they got the free pick on him. So that's just the nature of the game.
4 versus 4, a minute 10 left to go, and they need to think about having multiple angles of attack here. They don't have any hard breach.
Looks like they're still setting up for a back execute. No, they don't have shit. They don't have, yeah. They don't.
So
wait!
have to use single doors and
what the fuck were they gonna open any walls with? If Falcons don't win this round,
yeah, all rotated off trench by the Blackbeard, then so 3 of them trying to push.
I'm not even gonna say it, bro. If Falcons, there's no way Falcons lose this round. WYLDE went into this round with not a single fucking hard breach for basement site. The site that has 3 fucking walls you need to breach.
Smokes come on through here from Boomsy as they look to try and make this execute a thing.
Dude, 400 times out of a 2 million, this should be a fucking Falcons round, like by far. There's just no way. There's no fucking way. This guy's planting on wine door and that's gonna work. Okay. Okay, wait, hold on. 4v2. 4v2 retake. No. 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 No, bro. No. No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way. We just lost to guys that didn't bring a fucking hard breach on basement chalet. How the fuck?
That shield player is up, and he's really got to move quickly here. But why would Boomsy give him anything? Mats with the close.
That reminds me of that one time that fucking M80 literally tricked every single wall on Clubhouse fucking CCTV, and then, or not M80, fucking Beast Coast, and then the M80 still won the round.
As it is, they do win the round, and that.
But yeah, you see the laughing on the side of Garen and shit. It's like they don't have anything to lose, while fucking Falcons are
on basement chalet without any hard break.
Without any hard break, there you go.
Walking with no word.
I've always heard it before. There was a thing for a while when
Yo, rank players, bro. Y'all know this site. Y'all have played this site, bro. You know the site how like they have a front wall. This site, this chalet basement site, usually like in rank, you hit the front side of it. Like you know the site. You know the site that I'm talking about, right? You do know the site that I'm talking about, right, chat? Rank players in my chat, rise up. You do know the site, right? Like, oh my god. Yes, I remember that one, dude. Thank you, Dapper. Dapper, love Dapper, bro. What a good player. What a good man, Dapper.
Remember,
they have nothing to lose. They're laughing. Falcons probably beating themselves up. It's that mental pressure of like going against a dog shit team. It's genuinely like easier to like try. It's easier to win against a hard team than a dog shit team because it's like the dog shit team. You have to like. Obviously, it's like it's on the coaches to make sure like they have mental resilience and approach it the same way, but still. Anyways.
He's a very good player. But how often do you
Kitchen time. They have a bit of an aggressive office set up with those holes. They want to contest library. They want to support their library player without putting him on the island. I just spread down main stairs with slides in the basement. What the hell? Who do you think is going to win G2 or Falcons? I don't know right now. With the way Falcons have a lot of basic mistakes. A lot of basics mistakes.
And it's just beautiful to see. I think Falcons honestly were expecting a slightly more passive hold of that diffuser down. They didn't expect someone to go pushing in deep. So fair play to Mats. He's caught them off guard there, and they've got to show that respect to WYLDE. Think of it here. They ain't scared of you.
That's a cool plant spot though, like smoking it off then planting out right on the doorway itself. That's a cool plant spot, but I'm still just fucking so surprised at how the fuck it happened. Like how the fuck we were allowed it to happen. Because the blues door player like realistically kills that guy. Especially if there's a BP there. If there was a BP there, I think they naded it eventually.
In terms of performance sense, stop showing.
Now they're just going for a top 4 crunch. Yeah, they should get stuffed pretty easily. Or not.
You can get aggressive onto pillar. You can get aggressive into office. You can do these things.
Fun fact, I think me and T2, me with Mr. B and T2 were one of the first teams to run this push. Where you just run the blitz up K9 and then you have everyone on the windows.
6-2 up against Falcons. What is going on?
Yeah, looks like they just fucked it. I mean, this one's just, you get caught off by a rush, it just happens. This one, like, you can't really criticize or overanalyze. The thing is, when I'm a coach, I want to criticize or analyze things that, like, if I'm actually just doing a VOD review and giving real advice as a coach, right? I'm looking at things that can actually be fixed across something. Getting caught off guard by a rush is just, you know, it's just not gonna fucking, it's just not gonna fucking happen. You know, like, you know what I mean? It's just, I can't just be like, don't get caught off guard ever. Oh! Is this guy Mike fucking Tyson? Oh shit! Oh my god! How did they lose? How did they win that round?
Starts with a melee against the blitz and closes it out. Falcons desperately needed that, and that is a warning shot. A little bit of a reality check for WYLDE. They're close, but the job's not done.
Holy fucking shit.
And I think probably also a wake up.
Yeah, just fucking Mike Tyson ducked the blitz melee. Like, weaved out of the way, hit him with the left hook. Then fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Let it come down to that again and again.
That's just a rush round. I mean, that's just a rush round, chat. I'm not gonna criticize that because like you can't give a realistic piece of coaching advice. Like, expect rushes more, other than like get on cams. I mean, was anyone on cams? Was anyone on cams with the rep of the round? That could be an issue that you don't have a guy designated on getting on cams.
How Mats has managed to walk away with 2K there. It's not about being a silver player playing against pros. Clearly, he's a very good player. But how often do you see players go?
Okay. The only thing that you could say here is that like no one on Falcons was on a default cam off the rip of the round. Which is like normal. Like, so for example, when I design strats as a coach, I always ensure that I like the person with the least amount of setup or is safe. You know what I mean? Like, so like he's not the side anchor. Like, people often think that the side anchor should be the guy that gets on cams. That's not true. There's a lot of sites where the site hit is like the most easiest thing in the fucking entire world. On easily site hittable sites, you never want to be a site anchor, but I would always designate a guy like who's most likely to get on cams and then who's second most likely to get on cams, and then you would always try to have them on the strat to get on cams first, because I mean, if the enemy doesn't shoot defaults perfectly, you can kind of get an idea of where they're coming from, right? You can kind of get an idea of like where the drones are coming from, where the people are coming from. You can kind of get hints. It doesn't solve your question of like what their push is all the time, but most of the time it can by like inferring. So maybe they could have figured out that, oh, they have a blitz. You know, they're just, you know, they didn't drone out library side at all. Their drones all spawned, you know, at this side of the map. They're all outside over here. So yeah, is 4-3 good at display ratio? If you like it, it's all personal preference. Oh my fucking god, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, they're gonna be kicking themselves there a while. Those swing to the swing straight away.
Bullets flying past them as
Yeah,
well.
and then fucking 3-day clutches it up because he's Jesus Christ himself. Alright, but yeah, adjustment called by Falcons. They know they're gonna like WYLDE have been playing just a bunch of glass, a bunch of like fucking fast, not a bunch of glass, sorry, a bunch of blitz lately. So there's just a bunch of trap operators, a bunch of anti-shield operators. I think that is a right operator adjustment. Absolutely it is. I think this is a good call. Looks like WYLDE just want to go for some fast bullshit again.
Just maybe Falcons were leading us down a garden path all along.
Yeah, you know,
The good thing that psychologically the way WYLDE is playing right now though is like they should understand this. They want to continue to do better and better in like in future pro league seasons, because right now they are out of contention for playoffs, right? Is that like when you rush like that and then you're able to slow the game down again, you make your enemies jittery. The same thing that the DZ did to fucking M80. Okay, so it's just a shit ton of smoke execute. Is there not a guy on the corner? Not a guy on library corner? Oh, they never had a warden ever. Oh no. Oh no. This is still like a winnable retake though if they play it. Oh, they don't have a zombie. They don't have a zombie or a warden.
This could be a massive scramble effort now. Garen's onto his second up above. Views being stuck. They've got a chance.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter. WYLDE have just very quickly made amends for that last round, and once again find themselves up in the lead, clear ahead. A 3-round difference.
Why did Lucky Fact have to drop? Doesn't he get a better angle on the bomb even if it's a shield from above? So alright, let's be real here. Falcons kind of just got fucked 2 rounds in a row where they just didn't have a warden. It's kind of funny.
I genuinely think this is one of the best.
Oh, he had how many ADSs did he have?
Absolutely nailing it. You know, they're understanding what it's going to take to beat.
They EMP stock.
How they can get that advantage. They're going to go straight in here for the plant. We've got this.
Yeah, I am confused. Why did Lucky Fact drop? Because he could still stay on the hatch and try to shoot this guy. If I'm G2, I'm eating this shit up. If I'm G2, I'm literally eating this VOD up because that's 2 rounds. This is one thing you look for when you're prepping against an enemy team, right? Is that Falcons are very, very good. They adapt very, very well. But 2 rounds in a row against a dogshit team, they just lost to a smoke plant. 2 rounds, they just completely folded when they're planning in a smoke. That's the biggest thing, right? So if I'm G2, I'm eating this up when I'm prepping. Smoke plants are good. When in doubt, like still play our regular old strats, do whatever, because I don't want to adjust too much based on the counterplay. But like when smoke plant, Falcons fold. When smoke plant, Falcons fold. So finally, here comes the blitz ban. Finally. But look at them. They're fucking smiling. They're laughing. Meanwhile, this side of Falcons are just fucking tilted, right? So just difference in like the real big difference in the fucking mental right there.
Damage is done. The plant is down, and they can just hold on to it.
Oh, he did know they were planting. That's why he's trying to bang them to the smoke. It's very hard to retake there without the zombie because of the upside down repel. It's insane. You need to jump out of guy library back.
From WYLDE again. What another round from them. 6-3. They've got 3 opportunities to take a full 3 points.
Holy shit, bro.
Wow. Going in, even though I was like, surely not a 4th game in a row. Surely we don't see another crazy outcome. But that is where we've stepped. Have the guys just decided that today is the day that our standings are going to get that little bit closer, that all of our top teams will lose, the bottom teams will win, and everything just kind of condenses and crunches together? Well, that's what it feels like they've all agreed on. It's absolutely bonkers.
Let me hit you with the details. If WYLDE win, they go on to 7 points. So that
Falcons got cocky. I don't think they get cocky. I think just the mistakes. The mistakes that
Gen G9. So
They've had the
the
mistakes that have been slowly showing itself. That is a hold on. That's a crazy way to counter that spawn pick. I'm stealing that shit, bro. That shit's fire.
Will be able to qualify tomorrow. It will just depend on the
I mean, he could have killed Solotov, bro. Holy fuck. But yeah, I don't think they got cocky. I think the mistakes they've been making in the previous games fully exemplified themselves in this game, and you need this as a top team. You need these losses to show you what's going wrong so that you can fix it and be in top form. So the scary thing for G2 is, the good thing for G2 is that Falcons have these big weaknesses and these big mistakes that are exemplified in this game that G2 can exploit. The bad thing for G2 is that Falcons are a really good team, so they know to fix these mistakes with every loss they take.
10 points, and it has to
Right now, it's just, yeah, Falcons looks like their game plan this round was just get a lot of rat picks in this round. It looks like a lot of their basement relies on solo rat plays to get picks.
along the way, but uses is off the board. 5 versus 4.
You gonna make a video react to stop a pro league game after? Not today. Tomorrow, yes.
Just take it slow at this point, though, boys. Haven't got to panic. Haven't got to go mental. You still got 2 minutes of the round to play. Yeah, that ram charging on through. Of course, not catching much of the force. It's going over the concrete for a time. A second one comes in. That is coming out of anywhere.
Hold on. I missed this.
You got that one. Haven't got to go mental.
What the fuck happened? Okay.
Just take it slow at this point, though, boys. Haven't got to panic. Haven't got to go mental. You still got 2 minutes of the round to play. Yeah, that ram charging on through. Of course, not catching much of the force.
Oh, they just killed everyone in the roam. Yeah, because Falcons win con here is to stay on the roam and fight, and just a crazy wall bank down short hall. And then they just got cleared out because WYLDE actually slowed it down. WYLDE actually managed to slow it down, which I think is a good thing.
5 versus 2. Hello? On earth has he got that one? Hello? Makes it a second. It's a 5 versus 2. Tim, it could be wrapped up here in the next 20 seconds or so.
I think it's almost certain that it will be at this point. Breeders had one clutch already. Surely they can't expect another. We said at the time, you can't rely on those big hero plays. And it is right now down to exactly that.
I think that's the biggest thing with G2 this stage too, like overall, with every single team that I've seen, as opposed to like Brazil or NA, that they don't have is just that solo. G2 is very solo, VP is very solo at times, Falcons very solo, everyone's just very solo. Not a lot of like really tight refrag. It's a good general refrag, but not tight refrag. Shaiiko gets 2 back though. Wow.
Yes, Breeders there. Evan gets the double at the end, and that is gonna be the round.
And that's
Chalet goes to WYLDE, and they take a.
And in the same manner that Cruelty destroyed N80 and NA, the major winners, WYLDE, the literal worst team in the league, also destroyed BDS. Not BDS Falcons, in the same manner. In the same manner, it's kind of the same team. It's like a freakish ranked style team that are able to slow down their game for one game in real life. Like I think if they're to capitalize on that, bro. Imagine if WYLDE could capitalize that and just like do that every game, like abuse the fact that they have these rushes, but then they make you nervous, and then they play super fucking slow, and then they switch back and forth and back and forth. They could be a good fucking team, especially on these attacks, man. Defenses, they're kind of dog shit because they're just kind of like if Virtus Pro played against WYLDE, they would just fucking murder these guys. But yeah. Oh, Evan's here. Okay. Evan, is this the pro Evan for WYLDE? Oh yeah, it is him. Best to buy 0, thank you for sub, I do not add. So, Evan, the biggest thing is, like, you want to make sure you can convert this momentum. Like, you have an identity you can build. Right? The same thing that Cruelty did in NA. I need you to watch the Cruelty versus M80 game in NA, because it's the same idea. It's the same idea. It's like, people expect you to be freaks. Right? And then you can subvert that expectation by going super slow on those attacks, and it gets you freebies. Please tell me he's fucking listening to this. That's the biggest thing. The moment like you revert back to being like, you can stay freaks. You just need to make sure you know when to be a freak. So the biggest thing with Cruelty is that they fucked up is that they let the momentum get to them and they started being freaks every single round again, which makes them overly predictable, right? But I'm pretty sure earlier this stage your problem was you were too pussy, right? But like understanding what does both, right? So this is the biggest thing, and this is some ball knowledge that I think specifically for you. Let's use Chalet R6. This is the biggest thing that you have to understand though when you're that type of team, is you have to understand that if you have like a fast play, right? If you have a fast play, it does not need you to win the round. Here's the biggest thing you need to understand. Your team needs to understand that will make you really, really strong. That we used on Beast Coast to like do stuff, right? Let's say I see a fast fucking like let's say it's a fucking this, you know, right here. They're holding library down for bar, and you guys find a blitz push kill onto this side of the map, and you kill 2 people 5v3. Now by resetting, now the enemy, what are they gonna do? Oh, 5v3, we need picks back, right? We need picks back. 5v3, picks back, right? Now by resetting and playing it slow again, by taking it like another step, you can fast play on the steps, but you don't need to convert every single fast play into a round win. You fast play, convert it into pressure on the map, which makes the enemies move, which will give you more gaps and more picks, right? So that's one of the biggest things you need to understand now that you're going to be that team that switches between fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. It's not between rounds, it's also within the round. You could do a fast rush pump fake that causes the enemy to move, and then you can win the round off of it, right? Let me pull up this. So like, for example, right? We go for a direct take, right? And then we plant behind FaZe's Montaigne, okay? We plant behind FaZe's Montaigne, and then this guy's fucked. Like 100% Diffuser is fucked. There's no way we win this plant, right? But we do it anyways. Diffuser's fucked, so he just dies, right? That's okay. Diffuser dies, but what does that do? We need to understand, like, a lot of teams right now after Diffuser dies will just give up and just flood in and all die, right? But we reset right here. Why do we reset? Because what does that do? What does Diffuser planting the bomb do? It moves people to vert, right? It moves people into predictable positions. It makes the defenders come into predictable ass positions so that Gavin kills the guy who threw the C4 from the other breach. Okay? Now that we've moved them predictable positions, now Gunner lurks top floor. Right? Now that Gunner lurks top floor, now Gunner gets a pick from Mudroom. Gunner gets a pick from Mud. Right? Gunner gets a pick from Mud. Now that Gunner gets a pick from Mud, he rotates away, and now this Legion is no longer on the vert. Now that the Legion is no longer on the vert, now we go for plant again. And now he's too fucking late to stop the plant. So that's the idea. It's like every single little fast, cheesy hit you do is going to cause some sort of response in the defender. Okay? So that's what I want you to take away is within the round, you could switch between fast reset, fast reset, fast reset, fast reset, and you can like manipulate the enemy to play around your game. So that's like the biggest takeaways. That's how you master that pace switching idea.
Oh, this is my vlog, mate. Hey there. Welcome back to the Spirits R6 vlog. Day 1 of game day. We got DZ coming up today. Walk with me here. I think today is going to be a fantastic game. D and I have been cooking up in the stove. I just got a second haircut. Back to back, because I'm like that. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys at 3 p.m. CST for the match. See you later.